The Spitfires completed a NatWest T20 blast double over Somerset in Taunton, the visitors taking the game by 12 runs. Batting first after winning the toss, Kent was soon on their way at a ground they've enjoyed in recent times. Joe Denley and Tom Latham both finding necessary early boundaries as they tried to keep their side's T20 season fully alive. These two had 27 runs on the board in the first 3 overs. The opening stand came to an end at the start of the 4th when Latham drove Lewis Gregory without enough timing to give Jim Allenby a catch. The batsman out for 12. The first 6 of the night arrived in the 5th over. The decision to try Roelof van der Merwe in the power play not always working for the home team. The introduction of Tim Groenewold to finish off the power play didn't pay off either. Sam Northeast struck the first 4 deliveries from the former Derbyshire player to the boundary. Although the last 2 balls of the over were dots, the Spitfires would have been very happy with their start, with 59 runs on the board before the end of the fielding restrictions. When Max Waller came on, the boundaries continued to flow, Denley joining in the fun with his skipper. 3 fours were struck in the space of 5 deliveries as this pair took their partnership to 58 and the total to 85. But when Denley tried to hit his 3rd successive boundary off the leg spinner, the bowler got in the way and Denley was heading back to the pavilion with 35 runs to his name. Northeast, now in partnership with Sam Billings, pressed on, bringing up his side's 100 in over number 11, before reaching his half-century from his 27th ball with this maximum to go along with his 7 fours. Billings has fond memories of this ground in white ball cricket, but here was out for 14. Groenewold back on with another double-digit over, but one which included this catch by van der Merwe. 7 overs to go and the Spitfires found themselves on 127 for 3. Enough wickets still in the bank to have a real go, and that's what Alex Blake did from the moment he walked to the crease. And with Northeast looking in terrific touch on a good batting surface, sending Waller into the distance for his second 6, the visitors were set to post a large total. 155 runs were on the board with 4 overs remaining, and crucially Northeast was then out for a thrilling 75, an innings occupying only 42 balls. Darren Stevens then came in and did what Darren Stevens does. No bedding in, just clean hitting, as Groenewold will testify. Trying his hardest to go big again, Stevens was out in the last over for a dozen, van der Merwe with his 2nd pouch of the night, and Gregory, the pick of the home attack, with his 2nd wicket. His figures were spoiled a fraction as Blake finished the innings off in style, his unbeaten 26 taking his team to a final tally of 187 for 5. Like Kent, Somerset really needed a win to give their campaign some momentum, but they soon lost Johan Myburgh for 12 as he picked out Northeast off Kagiso Rabada. Mahela Jayawardene has never really clicked in Somerset colours, and his latest effort, having been promoted to open, ended when he was held by Blake off Stevens after making just a couple. This was not the start Somerset wanted. 2 men out with only 14 runs on the board, but Peter Trigo is the kind of player who never gives up. He went after Mitch Claydon. Back-to-back 4s being followed by this maximum. And he continued to strike the ball beautifully in the next over from David Griffiths. Trigo has been a largely consistent performer in this format throughout his career, and by racing into the 30s from only 11 balls, he had his side back on track, the score reading 59 for 2 at the end of the 6 overs of power play. Many times over the years in Taunton, Trigo has taken games away from teams in a flash, and this looked as if it may be one of those nights for him, as he maintained his rapid progress through the numbers to keep his side firmly in the hunt. He made it to his 50 off his 28th delivery, dominating his 3rd wicket partnership with Allenby. That stand adding 74 runs, the target now down to 97 from the game's remaining 58 balls. Trigo had struck 3 6s and 6 4s. But next ball, the match started to turn as Fabian Cowdrey bowled Allenby for 20, just what the doctor ordered as far as the Spitfires were concerned. Trigo tried to go on, ending the next over with 2 more 4s, but then, having rushed to 63, he also fell victim to the impressive Cowdrey, Latham completing the dismissal. Somerset needed to build another partnership, but that was not forthcoming. Michael Leask was run out after a disagreement with his partner Gregory. And the 16th over started with Stevens bowling Gregory for 17. Somerset now in some trouble on 132 for 6, still 56 runs away from their target. 52 were left to find off the final 4 overs with only 3 wickets in hand when Overton also had his stumps disturbed in the same Stevens over, the all-rounder ending with figures of 3 for 30. Ryan Davis against his home county perhaps should have known the strength and accuracy of Denley's arm, his decision to take on the fielder ending in his run out for a single. Now 8 down, Somerset were as good as dead, even more so when Grunewald was bowled by Griffiths for a couple. The home team left with an almost impossible 39 runs to get from 2 overs with their last pair at the crease. They took it into the last over, but Van der Merwe and Waller were simply left with too much to do, their side finishing on 175 for 9, a valiant effort, but not enough. Kent's 4th win from 10 saw them leapfrog Somerset in the South Group table, but both teams now need to get on a roll if they're going to advance to the knockout stages. Somerset now head to Surrey on Friday, while the Spitfires go to Bristol to take on the group leaders Gloucestershire.